Hello and welcome, Wofford students. I would have loved to have done this on campus with you guys, but at the Career Center. But obviously, things have changed in 2020, so we're going to do this via Zoom. My name is Tom Wood. I work at the Johnson Group, and in particular, OTO development. I have worked at OTO for about 7 years now. Graduated Wofford in 2013 and came straight over to OTO. I am a senior financial analyst here at OTO, and we'll tell you a little bit more about what OTO does, and along with the other companies. I am joined here with Marcus Boyd, and Marcus, take it away.
Hello, I'm Marcus Boyd. I work with American Credit Acceptance. In particular, I work with Spartan Financial Partners. I've been with ACA Spartan Financial Partners for about 8 years now. I am a senior funding operations manager, and I manage a team of employees who work to successfully transition acquisitions. So it's glad to be here, glad to be in your presence, and wish I could have been with you guys as well, but nonetheless, it's going to be a great session.
All right, thanks, Marcus. So the Johnson Group. The Johnson Group is essentially made up of three companies, three family-run companies: Johnson Development Associates, OTO Development, and American Credit Acceptance. Johnson Development is a multi-divisional real estate developer, primarily focused in the multifamily division, industrial division, self-storage, and most recently, natural resources. OTO Development, we are a hotel development and management company, and American Credit Acceptance, or ACA, is an automotive finance company that provides auto loans for consumers with emerging credit. So that is, when we talk about the Johnson Group, that is kind of these family-run companies. Kind of on the screen, what you'll see is maybe some companies that you've seen before, but essentially our founder, George Dean Johnson Jr., has really had a say and kind of an influential part of all of these companies. He first started Johnson Waste. A few years after that, kind of spun out into Johnson Development, or JDA as it's known today. He was the largest franchisee for Blockbuster. Primarily, they had their stores kind of in the Southeast, and eventually ended up selling all of those stores back to the parent company, Blockbuster. Kind of their next endeavor was Extended Stay America. Some of you may have heard of this hotel brand, but himself, George Dean Johnson, and a guy called Wayne Huizenga really started this brand. They set it up from scratch, and took this company after 12 months of founding it. They took it public. Many of you know, kind of seen, Extended Stay on, in places that you visit. It was, and I think it still is, the fastest growing company in lodging. They opened about 475 stores in the two-year period, and they actually sold that business to Blackstone, which is the largest real estate company in the world. So you really have some strong some strong background in the hotel industry. OTO Development, which is who I work for, was founded in 2004. Again, and that was set up by George Dean Johnson, and many of the people that worked at Extended Stay America kind of followed suit and helped set up OTO Development. So our founder, who is our CEO, who is a Wofford grad, Corey Oakes, is the CEO. Some of you may have heard that name before. Wofford grad, and he's joined by our VP of Real Estate, who's Todd Turner, and those guys have really developed OTO since since founding them in 2004. And then George also had a hand in Advance America, and then born out of American Credit Acceptance was kind of the next endeavor. So this is kind of the Johnson Group's footprint. We have about 3,500 plus team members. So a lot of that is comprised of ACAs, employees, and OTOs. If you remember, OTO is a hotel development company and a management company. So we'll kind of talk about that, and that's a little different from some of the other businesses. But we hire everybody from the general manager down to the director of sales, to housekeepers, to maintenance people. So we really have a lot of team members. This kind of map, again, just shows where we have a presence. But probably most importantly, our headquarters for all the three companies are based here in Spartanburg. And we probably have around 1,000 employees in total at our Spartanburg offices. So just a quick overview on Johnson Development. They have about 70 plus team members, most of them, again, located here in Spartanburg. They have, when we talk about the industrial side, they've developed about 24 million square feet of office space and industrial space. Multifamily, they have just under 7,300 units that they developed and have many more in the pipeline, just under 1,000. And then self-storage, they've developed about just over 6 million square feet in self-storage and have a lot more in the pipeline. And kind of what's not on there is kind of the newly founded natural resources team, and they really focus on solar and timber, which is interesting and something that if you were to work for JDA, you'd learn a lot more about. So this is just some of the kind of assets under JDA's portfolio. The top left is out of Lakeland, Florida. It's an Amazon industrial space. I think they've done about 4 deals for Amazon, so really kind of up there with the big players in the game. On the top right is actually a storage facility. It doesn't look like a storage facility. It probably is not used to kind of what you think when you think about storage, but I think most of these are indoor, air conditioned. This is actually in the Bronx, up north. So the bottom left is a multifamily deal just outside of Seattle. I think it's about 2 blocks from Pike Place Market. And then on the right is just kind of the natural resources that we kind of touched on earlier. OTO Development, which is again the hotel development and management company. We do business in about 11 states. We actually just opened a hotel last week, so we actually have 10 hotels under development now. Last year in 2019, we did about 480 million in managed revenue. And specifically what we focus on here at OTO on the development side is building hotels in key gateway markets. So LA, New York, DC, certain areas of Florida, areas that typically would be very hard to build in. That's what we're interested in. We feel like we have real deep knowledge of the hotel industry, and we're able to manage through kind of the process of building hotels from the ground up, and we want that challenge. That's what in particular makes the asset worth a lot. So that's kind of what we focus on. For the hotels that we build, we primarily partner with Hilton, Hyatt, and Marriott, all brands that you have heard before. We build a lot of Hampton Inns, which is part of the Hilton product, Same with Hilton Garden Inn. We actually, when we talk about hotels and how they perform, one of the industry metrics is RevPAR, or revenue per available room. We actually have the highest RevPAR for the Hampton brand, the Hilton Garden Inn brand, and the AC brand. So we have a lot of top quality hotels in our portfolio, and you'll see some pictures later on that kind of really shows that. We have just over 7,900 keys, about 2,200 team members, and that's important. Remember that we develop hotels, but we also manage them, and that's kind of why our team member number is so high. 57 hotels in our portfolio, and if you take extended stay and OTO, we've probably built about 556 hotels in our history. So these are some of the hotels that we build. As you can see, relatively impressive. In the top left is an AC in South San Francisco. This was actually the front page of the USA Today last year, sometime last year. It's kind of smack bang in the middle of a lot of biotech. That's where kind of a lot of our business comes from in South San Francisco. In the bottom left is the Hampton Inn, our Hampton Inn in DC. It's about a block from the White House. Great location. In the top right is a deal that we actually, we did not build from the ground up. We converted this from a Best Western to a Hampton Inn down in Key West, and it's turned out to be a fantastic property for us and a great location. And on the bottom right is our AC in Times Square, about 2 blocks from Times Square on 40th Street. Is a wonderful hotel. So that is a little bit what OTO does. Marcus, you want to take it away with ACA?
Certainly. So what we see here is our ACA footprint. As you can see, we do business in all 50 states, which is something we're really proud of. So you can say, you know, we can reach not only customers, but dealers across all 50 states. We service 10 of the top 10 dealer groups in the country. So when you think about those dealer groups, we're talking about your largest franchise dealerships across the United States. We also we have currently right now 1,300 plus team members, and this team ownership and serving all of our dealers and our customers or our partners in all 50 states, and that's something we really proud ourselves on, is having a strong team base or workforce that empowers ACA. We've generated in 2018 $2 billion in loans. So we originated $2 billion in loans in 2018. And our partners, our dealer partners that we service, that number is roughly 2,250. So 2,250 dealer partners across the United States that we work with to empower customers and give them affordable means for transportation. We also reached a very important, proud milestone at ACA, which that's 3.9 billion assets under management. So when you think about that, you think about the 1,300 plus team members and management working together with dealer partners, or 2,250 dealer partners across the 50 states. We work together to put customers in cars and empower customers so that way they'll have affordable means for transportation. And we generated 3.9 billion in assets under management. So that's a huge feat that we are extremely proud of at ACA. So what that means is at ACA to Action, what you see here is symbolic to what we're proud of here at ACA. Our goal is to give customers an affordable means for transportation that they're happy with, that they can travel to work, run errands for their family, whether it be maybe a college student, whatever it may be. Our goal is to empower our customers and our partners, our dealers, so that way we can provide affordable transportation to consumers. So that's what we're really proud of. And going back to those 50 states, we're happy to have our footprint in all 50 states so that we can empower as many customers as possible.
All right, so kind of next we'll talk about, kind of what positions we're hiring for. But before we get into that, this is probably our 5th year in, kind of doing this internship program. And I think we've gone from strength to strength every year. But there are kind of three things that we should touch on. We really want these internships to be real work. We don't want you to be paper pushing or filing away things for us. We really want a meaningful opportunity for you guys that leaves you guys with kind of a real experience and kind of an opportunity for you guys to learn about kind of what we do as a company, and also kind of companies under our management within the Johnson Group. Exposure to leadership. We kind of touched on it earlier. We have not a lot of top quality leaders within the company spread out through ACA, OTO, and JDA, and we really want you to have that exposure. One thing that we do for interns is every Friday we'll have a lunch and learn. We will expose you to the different leaders across the company and different employees within the company, so you really get a deep understanding of the Johnson Group and kind of what we are about. And then lastly, the long-term opportunity. We're investing in you guys, and we really want this to be meaningful. And at the end, we want to showcase what you guys can do, and hopefully at the end there'll be an opportunity to come work for the Johnson Group. I think about 50% of the interns that we have hired over the summer have come back to work for us full time. So that's something we really pride ourselves on. Okay, so the positions that are available throughout the internship. So for both Johnson Development and OTO, we have real estate development, accounting, finance, and operations. So on the real estate side, that is really site selection, looking to acquire sites. You'll be out in the field for some of it. That is a little bit different to development, which is more part of construction management. That is, that's kind of the difference between the two. Both firms have an accounting internship. You'll be working closely with our controllers, with our other accountants here, both at JDA and OTO. On the finance team, you'll be working close with our CFOs at both companies. We really want you to get an understanding of, how, kind of what's the process when, our real estate team has found a great site and we've come up with construction plans. We need to build these assets. We need to finance these assets. Well, what does that mean from a financial perspective? How do we do that? How do we reach out to banks? So we'll hope you'll be fully immersed in there. And then on the operations side, if you think about OTO in particular, we have our whole operating operating team. We have revenue management. We need to be able to, assess how profitable our hotels are, and that's a really meaningful internship position. And then along with that, payroll. As you saw, we had about 2,500 employees. We need to make sure that everything's running smoothly from a payroll perspective, and then the same for human resources. So, Marcus, you want to talk a bit about the ACA positions?
Certainly. So the first one we have is risk management, and with risk management, those roles are looking at a very important piece of our business, and that's monitoring our risk, determine if we are kind of over advancing ourselves, or if we're right where we need to be, just determining where risks are for the different businesses and models within the company. So that risk management role is very broad, but a lot of important roles within that umbrella. Database engineer, database and server structures are very big to ACA. To better serve our customers, to better serve our dealer partners, to support our business and operation structures. We have a lot of different databases, and we're currently in a pretty exciting journey right now where we're transitioning to our AWS structure. So that database engineer will have a broad umbrella of areas to focus on from a database data warehouse perspective. Modeling analyst. Modeling analyst is also a very important role as we look towards strategic efforts. So as we look to better serve our partners or look for new ventures within the automotive industry, we have our modeling analysts assist our strategic team to forecast, build models that will help us project and guide us as we transition through different journeys from the automotive industry. Software engineer. Software engineer will be working on building of applications, whether that be .NET, whether that be Azure, AWS environments. That software engineer, they work on applications that support our business and also support our dealer partners as well. So we have a couple of exciting products that we rolled out not too long ago, where we developed some applications to allow our dealer partners more access to information and to better serve their customers as well. So quick turnaround on funding and underwriting. Accounting. Naturally, just like any other business, we have to account for, different things, cash flow, budgeting, things like that. So our accounting department is a wide variety of opportunities. So accounting will naturally focus in those areas and help our different divisions and teams within the organization account for their different cash flows and models and things like that. Finance is also a wide variety here at ACA. We have everything from securitization, working with some of our securitization partners, also all the way down to working with finance for our different business models, forecasting, budgeting, et cetera. So those are both accounting and finance are two broad areas that you can get a lot of knowledge, a lot of expertise, and a lot of information that will carry you a long way in your career.
And so our application deadline at the Johnson Group is October 2nd. If you go to thejohnsongroup.com, there will be a way to upload your resume, and there are a few questions, but we would highly recommend everybody that's thinking about applying get on there and apply for one of the positions available. This was just some pictures from our last internship. We like to work hard, but we also like to have fun and support the community. So the top left was a kickball tournament. Admittedly, that did not happen this year. That was the previous year. Obviously, everything with the coronavirus stopped us from participating in kickball, but we were able to do a little bit of community service, as you can see in the top right and the bottom right. And, that's, meeting your other fellow interns and working with them and supporting the community is really kind of important to the Johnson Group, and one thing that we will continue to do for the upcoming internships for 2021. So Marcus, do you want to kind of take us, kind of what do we look for in candidates at the Johnson Group?
We'll do, definitely. So naturally, we're looking for, with the Johnson Group, we're looking for strong individuals that can highlight our guiding principles. When we talk about integrity, somebody who's always willing to do the right thing, to take forth the right thought process and the right spirit into making sure that our businesses are run in the right way from perspective and everything else. So integrity is something very important that we look for. We're looking for individuals that will do the right thing at the right time when nobody else is looking. Partnership is huge. We wouldn't be in the business that we're in without partnership. And that stems from a lot of different areas, but it's serving our partners that are in the different markets across the Johnson Group, and also partnership within the Johnson Group. So when you look at JDA, OTO, and ACA, we have to partner within each of the organizations and across the organizations to make the Johnson Group better. So partnership is very, very key to our businesses. Humility. Very important because, one thing I think, and Tom, you can second me, is that, we take pride in, we don't know everything about all of our markets and our business models. But one thing that we do take pride in is the humility to learn from not only our partners, but learn from others within the organizations that we operate within, and learn in any form or fashion that we can to make our business models better. So humility is key, because we're always learning, we're always growing. Principled entrepreneurship. Looking for individuals that are thinking outside of the box, looking for individuals who are working towards driving their career path, driving their success. And that kind of transitions over to your workload, to your career, to your day-to-day involvement with your teams, thinking about individuals, looking for individuals who can think outside the box and drive success, whether it be in teamwork or whatever it may be. Initiative. Always we want to look for somebody who, we're looking for individuals who have the initiative to go above and beyond. They're self-motivated. They like to spark ideas within themselves and spread that across their teammates, their superiors, whatever it may be. But we're looking for individuals who show initiative and are self-starters. Fulfillment. Always looking for individuals who get a sense of fulfillment out of what they do. And, naturally, everybody enjoys something, and, whatever your career path may be, or whatever role you choose, whether it be, with ACA, OTO, or JDA, Johnson Group, or any other organization, we want individuals that have fulfillment, and we want you to have fulfillment in everything that you do, not only in your career, but throughout your life. So those are the guiding principles that we look for when we're hiring our or the characteristics that translate to guiding principles that we look for when we're hiring associates for the Johnson Group companies.
All right, and that kind of concludes our presentation.
Awesome. Well, I have 2 questions for y'all really quick. One question for both of y'all to answer. What inclusion and diversity practices are already in place within your organizations?
Let me take stab first.
Marcus, you want to take a stab?
Yeah. So naturally, one of the things that ACA takes pride in is just hiring a very diverse workforce. Like anything else in the world, you know, everybody's different, come from different backgrounds, and that's one of the things we talked about humility, learning from different, you know, people from different backgrounds, different careers, different education experiences or levels. So that's one of the things that we pride ourselves on here on at ACA and across the Johnson Group of companies, is that making sure that we have a very diverse workforce. One thing, the ACA is a newer growing company. So we're kind of establishing a lot of the organizations and groups within, but one of the things that a couple of the groups that we have going are, we call it, the acronym is WACA, so Women of ACA. We also have a veterans group, and we also have some more recruiting oriented groups where we're looking for young college students, young bright college students that can join our diverse workforce. So like I said, we're still growing. We're, you know, focused on culture, we're focused on making things better, but those are some of the exciting things that have started, and we're continuing to build more that will allow us to have a very diverse and I guess variety of individuals within our workforce. Sorry.
Yeah, I think Marcus really hit it on the head. And, you know, when we talk about, we think about our guiding principles and humility, you know, the willingness to learn and move forward and kind of think outside the box, and that is, you know, that's kind of really important. So.
That's great. Is there anything else that interested applicants should know about the Johnson Group or any of the individual organizations within them?
So I think we've thrown a lot of information at you guys, and, you know, feel free to reach out to me or Marcus. We will happily, you know, answer any questions you have. But I think, as I said, you know, this is probably our 5th or 6th year of the internship program. And it is really a vehicle to create a pipeline of talent for these, you know, full-time entry-level jobs. You know, we want to give the opportunity to people that have, you know, been within the internship and been able to prove themselves, kind of show what they're about, and, you know, people can really get stuck in. So I think we can never guarantee a full-time job at the end of it, but that's our plan. And I think some of those stats that I shared with you, about 50% of the people that you know, have gone through the internship program, we've made full-time offers to. So we think that's a great indicator. We can always do better with that, and, you know, that comes back to that willingness to learn. No, I think that's about it. If anybody has any questions, and there'll be more to come from the Johnson Group, as I know the deadline is approaching. So
yes, well, we look forward to scheduling the virtual small group and one-on-one sessions with y'all starting next Monday, or the beginning of next week probably. So students, be on the lookout for that. And thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.